Well, we are live, it seems. So sorry for the delay. And if you are online, come say hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the show. It's nearly 8 a.m. on Wednesday, the 20th of August here in Australia. So let me know when you're online. Please do like and share the show. And any other information, let's see, please do check out the donation link, the gratitude link, which is a PayPal link, paypal.me. And you can always send me an email or social media link or social media message. If you would like to donate or book a session, there is a heal.me link for session bookings, heal.me/star mental health. I'm David Starlyte, and every week we have intuitive readings, meditation, spiritual readings, philosophy, and certain all sorts of explorations. I'm here to grow, to learn and grow, to expand the growth mindset. And I think we're just having an issue with Facebook, just so you know. Just checking out. Or just okay, remove, and then add it. Save changes. Yeah, I'm just trying to go live on Facebook. There was some issues with that, so maybe. So welcome and good morning, good evening, good afternoon for everyone on Facebook. We are live. It's the David Starlight Show where we do intuitive readings, meditations, spiritual counseling, and explore philosophy. It's very much an exploration show here to learn and grow and expand our awareness, expand our consciousness, and move toward an expanded life, a happier life, a more spiritual life, a more connected life. And during this broadcast, you can support my page by sending stars, a digital gift that helps me to earn money. Always appreciated. There is a gratitude link below in the bar. Live viewer comments show up in the comment section on StreamYard, where we are live broadcasting every week. So welcome everyone to the show. A deep breath and breathing in all the beautiful air, the prana, the energy around us, and expanding our being. Now, I'm interested in this extraterrestrial UFO that's been around. It's some kind of comet or orb. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Is it extraterrestrial? It seems very controversial. And have you seen it? Are you going to see it? There's all sorts of comets and energy, celestial bodies moving through the sky. But this one apparently is called three I. What is it? 3-1 Atlas. 3-1 Atlas, or what's the other one? K1 Atlas. I don't know. So people are saying that it's an interstellar comet, and the third of its kind, which was discovered in July. But there's some other ones as well. There's C25 K1 Atlas. So there's a number of these celestial bodies moving through our atmosphere. And some say they are extraterrestrial in origin. What do you think? Is that something you're interested in? People call it an alien comet. Of course, there's always some sort of media sensationalism. But I have read some other teachers, some other connected people saying that this is some sort of exploration, data gathering. So what do you think of that? There's a Harvard scientist. I think he believes it's alien technology Carlos, welcome to the show. Great to see you. We are live, and it's a beautiful morning here in Australia. Where are you in the world, Carlos? Has it warmed up a little bit? Is it still cold? Are you still in the coldness of the evening? It's probably starting to cool down where you are, Carlos. How are you? And thank you for sharing. Great to see you. I had a pretty busy day yesterday. Today is a lot more calm and tranquil. And Carlos says hi. Hi, Carlos. So is it a comet? Is it an orb? Is it an alien threat? Is there some sort of sensationalism in the media that's telling us lies? Well, it's usually something in between. I think it's I do feel it is gathering information. It is of extraterrestrial origin, but it's not a major deal. It's just information gathering. It's probing the sky, probing the huge space of outer space that's all around us. It's just exploring, gathering information. But of course, I do believe that there is life out there in the universe. How could there not be? I was talking to someone recently, and they had some theory. Oh, it's impossible for there to be life in the universe. And I said, oh, it's so impossible, but why? It's all over us. So I look outside, there's trees, there's insects, there's birds, there's all sorts of animals. And you're telling me that it's impossible for life to live in the universe, and this is some sort of freak thing? I don't think so. I don't think that's very logical at all. I think the assumption is that if we look around us, if this is planet Earth, the assumption would be, well, it can't be the only life in the universe. Probably, I think the probability is the opposite, that life is all over the universe. The universe is teeming with life. So, do you know how many planets there are in the universe? So this has also surprised me, because I don't really know what this is, but there's six. The observable universe likely contains sextillions of planets. So who knew that there was something called a sextillion? I don't know if you've heard of such a thing before. The observable universe likely contains sextillions of planets. That was the one I was looking for. So that's what. So what is a sextillion? What is a sextillion? Have you heard of it? What do you think of that? A sextillion. What is a sextillion? All right. So AI is telling us this. Let me just see. I'm going to copy it there, paste. AI is telling us, oh, I didn't cover that. It's a large number equal to 1 followed by 21 zeros in the short scale used in the US and Canada, or 1 followed by 36 zeros in the long scale used by Britain, France, and Germany. All right, so what do you think? What do you think of that? Apparently, sex is French. It comes from the Latin six. Comes from the Latin six. So sex means six. Not, if that makes sense. All right, let's have a look there. Sextillion is a large number followed by, I think we had that already. There we go. Here's a breakdown. Short scale, US, Canada. Oh my goodness. All right, so is it likely that we are the only life in the universe with this number of planets. I really don't think so. I don't think that that's the logical conclusion we can draw. Now, life could even be quite rare in the universe, but with numbers like this of planets, you kind of you must conclude that there's many planets that are even similar to Earth. And scientists do investigate these ideas and theorize. There's lots of theories around, but they have found some planets already with telescopes, with the technology that exists, that are Earth-like. So there's all sorts of examples of these kind of planets. Let me show you this one below. It's this exoplanet is 60%. It's called Kepler 425b. It's 60% larger than Earth, orbits a sun-like star, and is located within the habitable zone. NASA considers it to be the closest analog to Earth and our sun so far. So what about Proxima Centauri B? Proxima Centauri B. What do you think of that? Proxima Centauri B. It is located in the habitable zone of our closest stellar neighbor, Proxima Centauri. It's about 1.3 times the mass of Earth and orbits its star every 11.2 days. What do you think of that? Now, Kepler 18186f is another planet, and this exoplanet is about 1.2 times the radius of Earth and is located in the habitable zone of a red dwarf star. So I'm not going to keep going through all these planets, but you get the idea. There are many habitable planets with water, with an important ingredient for life as we know it. And more than likely, there's all sorts of creatures living on these beautiful, wondrous planets. And some of them even have pictures. If you look online, there's even pictures of these other planets, which some of them look very, very beautiful, even extraordinary. Marianne, does NASA ever refer to Star Trek classifications? I don't know the answer to that, Marianne. And I don't know what Star Trek classifications are. Star Trek classifications. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Are you a little bit warmer this week, Marianne, or same temperature? So let me see this, what it says there about Star Trek. Let's see, Star Trek. In Star Trek's planets are classified using a letter system, with Class M being the most commonly referenced as a planet capable of supporting humanoid life. Starships also have their own classification system with categories like battleships, cruisers, and escort vessels. Earth is a Class M planet. We're in the high 70s. These classifications help organize and categorize celestial bodies and spacecraft within the Star Trek universe. So, Marianne, I'm interested in this Star Trek. It must be some sort of channeled material and it seems like there's a lot of accuracy in the development of the Star Trek universe. And I do wonder how many other things are channeled. You know, so much around us is channeled with. I think the Star Trek had several writers, so it had the ideas of many different people, so not just one kind of person. So there's a real collaboration, which perhaps makes it so strong, that there's this collaborative element that's expanding and refining the underlying ideas associated with this production. So let us have a look here. Marianne, how are you? And I'm also curious, do we still have Carlos? Carlos says hi. And we are online, and we are asking extraterrestrial questions today. We're exploring Star Trek, the Star Trek universe, and asking, where does this information come from? It's channeled by different authors, and there is a collaboration happening here. There is people exploring ideas and coming together to share those ideas. So there's some sort of energetic expansion. So we're asking these cards about life in the universe. Is there life in the universe? All right, so the cards give us a beautiful picture. It almost looks like a heart, and it says, yes, there's lots of expansion, lots of adventure, there's lots of energy, and it's almost inviting us to explore. If I look really closely, it's inviting us to explore. I don't know if you can see that. So definitely the universe is teeming with all sorts of civilizations. Marianne says, Earth is a class M planet. We're in the high 70s. Kim says, hi, good morning to you, Kim. How are you? And welcome to this universe. We're talking about life out there in the stars. We're talking all about life today, extraterrestrial life. If you've seen anything, if you wonder, if you would like to learn more about these topics, please do write it in the comments. Marianne says, a big universe. Gene Roddenberry started it in 1966 with help from Lucille Ball. We're talking about Star Trek. So was Star Trek that long ago? 1966. That's a very long time ago. I didn't realize it had been, had such a long history. I guess there was a space race and the alleged moon landing and all sorts of interesting origin. But I didn't realize it had that kind of history. But apparently it was influenced by Gulliver's Travels, and also there was a film called The Forbidden Planet that also influenced them. So they had lots of influences. And of course, Gene Roddenberry famously has created this Star Trek. How interesting. So 1966, I had no idea it went back that far. That is 59 years ago. Who knew that Star Trek turns 59 this year? So Gene Roddenberry, he must have been quite a visionary to expand on this idea. But apparently Gulliver's Travels was the inspiration. So Gulliver's Travels is, I remember they made that into film as well. And I remember reading that as a child. So fascinating. So this Star Trek really mapped out travel, space travel. So very exciting. Marianne says the original. So I wonder if you've seen any extraterrestrial life yourself or signs of it. A lot of people have seen celestial bodies moving through the sky, which is just fascinating, of course. All right, so let's have a look at the cards. We're just going to ask them about Star Trek. All right, let's just put this up a little bit. Just maybe move that a little bit there. Okay. Just got something. All right, that's a little bit better. Let's ask the cards about the Star Trek universe. So the card that comes out here is the World card. So that also gives us an indication that this technology, this knowledge that was coming out and being explored through Star Trek, it's very much a universal exploration, really bringing us connection to expanse the world. So it's very much about expansion, opening up, revelation, and I would say prophetic as well. And there's a type of definitely this visionary component that's really important. Imagination, visionary component, opening people up to this vast world, the wide world, and bringing a lot of ideas for consideration. So this was a type of revelation, this Star Trek. So this also had a sort of global network of people contributing knowledge, contributing ideas, many authors involved in collaborating with the creation of the Star Trek system, the Star Trek universe. So the card also is reminding us that the world is great, is large, is expansive, and there's almost like the world is your oyster kind of idea. So that's also quite inspiring about Star Trek to bring that type of prophecy, the type of boundless energy into your life, or just the vision of an expanded, boundless horizon into your world with unlimited and open possibilities. So very expansive concept. And what does that mean to you? Did you watch Star Trek? Were you involved in the Star Trek series? Very expansional. So that card is confirming the sense of expansion in the making of Star Trek. Now, in Buddhist philosophy, there's a concept of sunyata. This is Mahayana Chinese philosophy, where the universe is open. It's this open field. It's this field of emptiness. David Gerard wrote an episode that the studio doesn't own as his master's thesis. I watched all of them. Ah, okay. That's really interesting. And how is that different? Like, what was different about that series? That's really interesting, David. So what are these ideas, how have these ideas impacted you, Marianne? Did it change your outlook on your life? Did it open up new pathways? So David Gerald. So that's a science fiction author. All right, within days of seeing the Star Trek series premiere, The Man Trip on September 8, 1966, 22-year-old Gerald wrote a 60-page outline for a two-part episode called Tomorrow Was Yesterday, about the Enterprise discovering a ship launched from Earth centuries earlier. Although Star Trek producer Gene Kuhn rejected the outline, he realized Gerald was talented and expressed interest in his submitting some key story premises bearing preliminary titles and, in some cases, preliminary character names. Gerald submitted 5 premises. 2 of the submissions, of which he later had little recollection, involved a spaceship destroying machine similar to Norman Spinrad's The Doomsday Machine, and a situation in which Kirk had to play a chess game with an advanced intelligence, using his crew as chess pieces. Third premise, Bandy involved a small being running about the Enterprise as someone's pet, and which empathically sways the crew's feelings and emotions to comfort it, even at someone else's expense. So very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing, Marianne. It commented on current social trends, plates, step children commenting on loving versus loving in the Supreme Court. Wow. So interesting about this Star Trek, and this contributor to Star Trek, this Gerald, and his contributions, and very, very fascinating. In Next Generation, Gerald advocated to include an AIDS metaphor and a gay couple in the ship's crew, which these ideas were really quite revolutionary in their own way, in their time, quite revolutionary. Gerald wrote the script in response to being with Roddenberry at a convention in 1987, where he had promised that the upcoming Next Generation series would deal with the issue of sexual orientation in the egalitarian future. The script was purchased by the TNG producers, but eventually shelved, which is a real pity. He later reworked the story into the 3rd book in the Star Wolf series, and again as a 2-part episode in the fan-produced Star Trek New Voyages, which he also directed. So there's another one which is called Coming Out, which is a coming out series dealing with sexual orientation, and that's called Dawson's Creek. And I don't know if any of you have watched Dawson's Creek, and I remember I was probably a kid growing up, which was really, it was really a special, it was really a first in television, I believe. So I don't know if any of you watched Dawson's Creek, if that meant something to you. In Dawson's Creek, Jack McPhee, portrayed by Kerr Smith, had a significant coming out storyline. In season 2, he grappled with his sexual orientation, eventually acknowledging he was gay. His journey included a pivotal scene where he kissed Ethan, played by Adam Kaufman playing Ethan, in the season 3 finale, marking a first in North American primetime television. So I don't know if any of you watched Dawson's Creek, if it meant something to you, and for many people, it was a significant breakthrough and sort of landmark event, inviting people to feel open about their sexuality. So really, really important event. It was the first passionate gay male kiss on North American primetime television. Wow. So we're talking all sorts of iconic television events today, I think, especially Star Trek. And we delved into sexuality and this expansion in our world where things are allowable, and people are sort of comfortable to express who they are without fear of judgment or condemnation, that people can be themselves, which is really important, to be yourself, to be the best version of yourself possible. You know, we always think of duality and non-duality. I often consider these concepts, and you can also frame the universe in different polarities, like masculine, feminine, for instance. Chaos and order is also a common framing. We could almost frame it as kindness versus judgment, strictness. Flow versus structure is another way to outline this duality. And of course, in spiritual traditions, there is a sense of non-duality, a sense of rising above any duality. And the famous Indian philosopher monk Nagarjuna said that we mustn't be attached to even the concept of non-duality, or the concept of emptiness, or the concept of world being empty, that even that could become something that we attach to, that we invest in, we become overly committed to. So ultimately, even ideas of emptiness are empty in themselves. So Nagarjuna, the famous Indian monk philosopher. So we do readings on the show. We do explore and uplift and raise the vibration always. So please do share, do comment. Liking the show really does give us a boost in the algorithms and supports our mission. So let me know how you're doing, and what do you think of this philosophical concept? The feared empty space is a fertile void. And Marianne says, Ixwanatrai, the representation of a strong woman during the craziness of female menopause. She inspired fear in Picard. So that is really great that you're sharing that, Marianne, and sharing the ideas of strong women characters, which often Hollywood portrayed as diminutive or quiet or compliant. And Luoxana Troy was a rather sort of flamboyant character, but very strong and not following societal expectations. She really tuned into her emotions. She really felt emotions, which of course is what it is to be human, to have emotions. And I guess this character challenges the emotionally repressed environment of Star Trek by expressing emotions like desire, grief, anger. And there's a dignity in that. There's a courage in that. There's a rejection of conformity, I would say, challenging the authority figures and embracing her own desire. This takes a lot of resilience, and definitely showed that you can move beyond stereotypes. You can challenge authority, move beyond stereotypes and embrace your own desire, but also bring out this emotional authenticity. So I guess his character was really communicating authenticity. That's the important part, but also expressing her uniqueness, her humanity. And I guess that was really an important figure in this Star Trek show. So thank you, Marianne. What other characters have inspired you, have shifted your vision of the world, or perhaps shifted your vision of yourself, inviting a different reality into your life, a new way of being, a new way of seeing the world? Perhaps change your trajectory, change your choices, inspired you to go into a different direction. I'm just thinking for myself if there are any characters that changed my own identity, my own trajectory, my own pathway, how I saw myself in the world. So feel free to share if anything comes to mind, if there are these characters in television or film that have inspired you. And I guess for me, some of the characters that inspired me, let's see. I think the hero is something that inspires probably everyone, the sense of achieving, of living, beyond one's limitations, of expanding out in the world. So I think that's a really common ingredient, is this sense of hero, of being the hero. So I think many characters we see on film and television that inspire people are heroes. For me, that's definitely the case. And just a little bit of interesting new girlfriend. I was just thinking of Tom Cruise for some reason. He's one of these people who's had so many incredible film roles. Let's see. Marianne says the Moklins, Vulcan, the ones who are mixed species like Melania Torres, and of course, such beautiful people are often mixed, and we're all mixed. So it's also a little bit of a limited concept when you think about it, because everyone's a mixed species. That's the nature of being human. We sort of mixed with all sorts of other species even, and I think we're somewhat of a hybrid species. So we have all these genetic lineages and genetic connections, and you just think that thousands of ancestors and all these connections we have nowadays. I mean, Bellana. So lots of interesting interconnections. Genetically, as a hybrid species, we have all these kind of interesting ingredients that make up our physiology, what makes us human. So Tom Cruise has a new girlfriend. Well, that's really interesting. And anyone else, feel free to comment if there is someone who really inspired you, changed the trajectory of your life, who shifted how you see yourself in the world, and perhaps changed a decision or activated you to make a new decision, or a decision for your own life, for how you live in the world, or how you express yourself in the world. All right, so let's pick a collective energy, tuning into our collective heartbeat, and let's see what's going on in the collective universe. All right, so we have very much a reminder that birth is a portal. We all were born into this world, otherwise we wouldn't be here. And everything new in your life goes through a birth, where it's a new relationship, a new job, a new home. There's a sense of birthing as a portal. So this current time, it's saying there's a birthing energy, but also reminding us of this collective energy and the human experience, the human journey of birthing, of bringing new things into the world. So there's a sense of expansion collectively, and there's a sense that we can plant new seeds. So there's a very fertile energy around at the moment, which is exciting. It's saying plant those seeds. And so projects that perhaps you put on the back burner, you left aside, could be resurrected right now. But also things that you may have put out there, even a decade ago, there's going to be some fruition coming out of them. It's saying it's almost like something from it. It's like an investment from a long time ago. You sort of thought was lost. It's like there's some return. There's some kind of coming back. So this is an interesting collective energy arising. It was very positive. It's very bountiful, very abundant, bringing out the energy. So we do readings on the show, and if anyone does want a reading, just let me know in the comments and we shall explore. It's always great to be with you here and explore all these interesting topics. Marianne, thank you so much for sharing about Star Trek. That was really very inspiring. And was anyone curious about Tom Cruise? Was there any idea he had a new girlfriend? Which actor kind of inspires you the most, if anyone? If there's someone that you maybe relate to, that you look up to, that you see in them something in yourself, or you see something in yourself in them? We all reflect each other. We all reflected in each other, of course. So there's so much co-creation and collaboration as a human species, as a human hybrid species, Homo sapiens sapiens. So it's been pretty quiet here today with the comments, and I am going to wish you all an amazing, amazing week. Please do share, like, comment on this algorithm. It all helps, and I really appreciate you all tuning in, and wishing everyone a beautiful week ahead. Lots and lots of love to you, and see you next week.